can I ask you for a favor? Could you please click on that subscribe button and share with somebody? I bring all these resourceful people on the podcast just for you for free. So please, the way that you can really support me is to subscribe and to share with your friends and family. So if you have not yet subscribed to this YouTube channel, please do so. And if you're listening to this on any listening platform, please rate us there. Give us a 5-star review if you've gotten any kind of value so that more people can learn about the podcast. Thank you so much. You are such a fantastic human being, and I am grateful for you. All right, now enjoy the rest and let me know what your takeaways are in the comment section after this episode. See you in the next one.
Stretch Street Podcast.
Hello and welcome to another episode on the Stretch Street Podcast. This is the energetic EJ. I hope you are well today. Yes, I am excited to be here again this week with yet another guest talking about the challenges and, most importantly, the life lessons garnered from those challenging period. So I'm the energetic EJ. In case you're watching this for the first time, if you're yet to subscribe to this channel, please do so, and turn on the notification so that you're alerted every time a new episode drop. Today on the show, I have the pleasure of hosting somebody who I would say, against all odds, right? Stepped out in faith, stepped out in consistency, stepped out with boldness to say, no, there is a narrative about my kind of people. There is a narrative about people from where I come from. But I am not going to stick with that narrative. I am not going to stay there. I am going to break through the walls, run through a troop to be the person that I believe God has called me to be. And I think that is so audacious and so inspiring at the same time for those of us who hang over the umbrella like, oh, there's prejudice against. See, it is true, we're not dismissing that, but we're saying that it is possible for you to own what you believe and walk in that reality if you are able to persevere enough or stay consistent with it enough or just believe and stay through the process. All right, so my guest today is considered the first Nigerian to own a real estate firm in Abu Dhabi. Now, not even Dubai, in the capital city of the UAE. That is some audacity, and we love it. I want to learn from him. What are the challenges that he's been through this, phase of creating a company that now actually employ other people? What is his backstory? What kind of challenges has he gone through, and what lessons has he learned from those experiences? Now, the company that he owns is called the Crest Range Properties, and this is a professional real estate company incorporated in 2020. Can you imagine that in the middle of COVID? We have a lot to learn from this person, right? The company was formed to develop a better standard in leasing, property sales, and management services in Abu Dhabi. Today, I have the pleasure of hosting Olatubosun Fatoki. Don't go anywhere. I will be right back with my guest. So grab your cup of tea, your cup of coffee, and let us get down to meeting Olatubosun Fatoki. Hello, Mr. Bosson. What's up, bro?
Hello. And finally, I'm
I
here.
know it's been a while.
Good
Ah.
luck.
Well, I am glad that we're finally having this
Yeah.
conversation. I want to start with acknowledging the work that you do at your company and even just representing our country, Nigeria, in the diaspora as one of those people shining their light to say there is a narrative, but I'm not going to stick with that. I'm going to stand out. And I just want to say, well done, sir, for doing that. So thank you
Thank
so
you.
much.
Thank you. Thank you.
I know you're a very busy person, so I do not take it for granted that you've taken the time to be here today.
Today, no, today is for you. It has to happen. It has to happen.
I am glad about
It
that.
has to happen. It has to
Yes.
happen.
So I
Okay.
follow you online, right?
Mm.
So, and I know you don't post much, but your stories, we are there. I see that you are a die-hard fan of working out. Have you always been this person, or did you pick that health consciousness and staying fit up at some point in your adulthood?
Um, I would say sincerely, I picked it up um, during COVID. There was this day, COVID, we were just all indoor, eating, watching movies, just there, no going out, nothing. And I stood in front of the mirror one day and I looked at myself. I don't like what I see. I just said, you know what? I don't like what I see. And one thing about me is, once I said it's now, it might take me some time, but the moment I get myself into that space, so it started as, gradually, it wasn't easy working out. It wasn't easy at all. Starting from, if you see my old picture, you won't believe it was me.
Are you
So
serious?
you wouldn't. So,
Wow.
so I started in the middle of COVID. I think April. Yeah, April. COVID started in March. I started in
March,
I
yes.
think April or May.
Oh, wow.
Yes, and it's a lifestyle now.
Yeah, I see that. I see that, and it's inspiring. Sometimes when I see that, I say, EJ, you should get back to the gym. But me, I don't do. I
It's
so I do.
it's
It's
not a
almost like
big deal.
I'm seasonal, right? Because
Mm,
again, it's not like I have weight. I don't add weight easily. I've always maintained
mm.
this size for the longest time. But it's just about keeping fit. You
It
see,
is.
so when I start to feel like you do small work and you're breathing somehow
Everything.
one kind,
Mm.
I get back
It's,
on
it's
track.
it's not easy.
You
It's
know.
not easy. I mean, it's getting to that point that right now, if I don't work out in 2 days, I feel like I'm fat.
Wow, you've built consistency. You've built the
That's
muscle.
that,
Twirly,
that's
twirly,
where
twirly. You
that's
built
where
the
that's
muscle.
where I am now. So, and the stress of finishing work, going to the gym, going home. I just said, you know what, I'm going to build a gym in my house.
Hmm.
So my gym is in my house. So I come out of the bedroom, the gym is right in front of me. So,
Right.
and another thing is, I'm very, very particular about my nutrition.
Hmm. Okay.
Uh, I mean, right now I can say, okay, past 3 4 months now, I've been on intermittent fasting. So I only eat once a day,
Hmm.
and I have a eating cycle. So then I work out. So it's now a lifestyle, and I enjoy
Right.
it.
I
It's
love
not
it.
easy. Sometimes you
I
wake
know,
up,
of course.
you don't
Did
want to
you did
get
you
up.
did you get any kind of guidance for this, or was it just self
Okay,
like
so when I started, I'll shout out to this online accounts that were doing this lose weight thing. I saw them on Instagram.
okay?
Funny enough, they're back in Niger. You won't
Oh,
believe.
okay.
So I saw the pictures. They posted a lot of before and after.
And after.
Before and after. I'm like, So I reached out to them and they're like, okay, to join the WhatsApp group, it's only 15,000 naira. I said, okay, 15,000. Okay, let's try. Last week I was still chatting with them that they don't know what they did for me. Oh. These
Wow.
guys, they assigned me a personal coach, and every day I had to do what they asked me to do, follow the meal
Hmm.
plan, and what makes you go on is when you are seeing results
The
gradually.
results,
Today they
yes.
tell you measure your waist, you measure it, you saw that okay, you write it down. Next week you measure, you said this thing has changed, oh, omo. Let's keep going. And and now I've given them a lot of people, and yeah, they're doing so well. So yeah, it
I
started
love
from
that.
there. Maybe if I had not gotten that guidance, maybe I wouldn't be able to
Stay
stay
consistent.
consistent like this, because when you know where you are coming from in terms of size, and you manage to get yourself out of that space. For me personally, I'm not no shade to anyone. I mean,
Yeah.
everybody's beautiful and beautiful in their own way.
Right.
But for me, knowing where I'm coming from in terms of my size and where I am now, there's no going back. And it's harder to lose it and very easy to gain it. So
That's
yeah,
right. That's right. That's
that's
right. I
that's it.
love that. I love that. I want to pull something out from what we just shared, even though we started with, fitness and all of that, but especially talking about tracking your progress, which
Mhm.
gives you data to see that,
Right.
okay, we are making progress. Because
Yeah.
again, I see that a lot of people feel like they're not making progress,
Making
which
progress. Yes. True.
sometimes is not true. Like it's not the
True.
fact.
It's not.
But
It's
because
not.
they don't
Yeah.
have any record to
Right.
show them that you're
Right.
actually making progress,
That's how
right?
it is. That's how
how
it
would
is.
you
Yeah.
how would you apply that to life and to business. I know you're a CEO, you're a business person. I also have an idea that you started off in sales at some
Mm.
point. I also
Yeah.
know that you started off back in the banking industry
Mm.
and all of that. How
Right.
would you say tracking your progress has
Mm.
helped you even become better or become consistent?
Okay, I would say that that's one habit that I now have inculcated into myself in over a long time. When since I started my professional career, there's this thing I always do: tracking my daily activity, what I have to do every day until tomorrow. I track. So I have a schedule of what I have to do today. I'm laying in bed at night. I'm typing everything out on my phone. What I have to do today. Then I get first thing to get into the office, take a screenshot, print it out from the printer, put it on my desk. So the moment I'm doing it, I'm marking it. This is half done. Follow up this and this and this. So it helps me to a lot of time achieve 90% of my daily activities because I'm tracking everything I'm doing. So the next morning when I come, I start off from the previous day, looking at okay, which one did I not complete? So we start off from there. So it's more like it's something that I've been used to all my life. I like to write a lot. If you're talking to me now, giving me some kind of ideas, you will see me typing. I'll tell you, please don't be upset. Oh, I'm not disrespecting you. I'm not on my phone. I'm writing down what you are telling me so that I can go back and take my pen and be like, okay, you know what? I've done this one. This one will help me. So I track a lot right from my start of my professional career. And yeah, so it was easy when they told me to start tracking my progress with the program I was given then. So it was just easy, and it became easier when on Monday you take okay, I'm so kg today. Then the next Monday you check, man, I've lost two. Okay, we get it. So it's exciting. So that's how it has tracking is has been part of me, and
I
it
love
keeps
it.
me in check. Yeah.
I love it. I love it. Okay, I'm gonna pause here and just do
Mm.
a quick plug in here, guys. I understand what tracking can do for you, and I know sometimes it's not even easy. Staying
No,
consistent with your tracking is
no,
also not easy,
it's
right?
not. It's
But
not.
come into if it comes into your consciousness and you keep trying, at some point when you start to see the results, it will kick in and you will want to see better results and you will
Right.
continue. So for that
Right.
reason, I have a tracker. I know you listening or watching me right now, you might not have a printer, so you're thinking, I have to print, or you're looking at, what if I have to write? Book with plenty, right? You can do it digitally, and I have one that I almost took it almost took me like 2 or 3 hours to create that tracker. It's automated for the whole year, so you can just it's an Excel sheet. All you need to do is you can keep filling and increasing the space of the habits you want to track. I have up to
Right.
15 in the one I
Mm.
created, 15 habits that you want to track daily or monthly. So you have daily, and then you have monthly, January to
Right.
December. And all you need to do is just click on the button once you do it, and you can see at the end of each month how far you've gone or how far you did not go, right? So if you want access to that, just drop a comment under this video, say tracker, and I would send you the link to access that. Thank you so much for sharing that, Mr. Bossum.
You're welcome.
Let us go back to your journey. How did you think of that, before you got to that point when you came to the UAE, that you were going to gone for this? Or was it something you discovered after you got into the UAE, that you were going to start your business and probably be the first of whatever, without even knowing, okay, whether it's going to be first in this category?
Okay, I would say being into business or doing my thing, being creative about ideas had been way back from university. I remember then I am someone that I like to look at my environment and see what's the best I can make out of it. I remember back then when I started, when I was in university, my father used to have a fish farm in Ibadan. So I used to, during holidays, I'm in the fish farm, feeding fishes, making the food. Sometimes a lot of times I go on the street to take dead animals to feed. And again, sometimes We and you know fish farm. If you know people that are in fish farming, catfishes that their best food is maggots. So we used to call it their jollof rice then. So and there's a way we used to wash
Get
maggots
to.
to make it clean so that the
Wow.
feces don't sour the water. So I used to do all these things. So back then I now thought of all this knowledge. I can take it back to school and start training people about how to become a fish farmer. So I started from there, formed my own group, called my friends together. We started doing fish farming, uh, reaching out to people, then looking at banks, talking to banks on how they can finance people who are willing to become fish farmers, but they are not financially uh,
Buoyant.
buoyant
Wow.
then. So I remember then we wrote a proposal, took it to the local government chairman back then when I was in school. And you know that was the last I heard about the proposal. I was kicked out. The idea was actually presented to the government, and you know now you're a student now. How do you want to do? You want to compete with the politicians and back home.
Right. Hmm.
So I used to, you know, I used to go on radio programs in the lorry just to talk to people about fish farms. So as at then, by my third, fourth year, I was already getting businesses to set up fish farm for people, and I was traveling to do seminars with my team. So it started from there. So back out after school, we went into banking. You know, we wanted to be a professional now. Bank, we got into banking. Then after then, life happened. We went back to the streets. I've been a salesperson all my life.
I can see that. I
All
can
my
see
life,
that.
I mean, people always say they don't like sales. Sales is what I love.
Wow.
It's, it's part
Yeah,
of what I
let me
do.
just pause there. Let me pause there and let you know now pé that you are adopting a mentee automatically because pé that this sales thing. Oh my gosh. Like I'm currently reading. Where's the book? Oh, it's on my bed. I'm currently reading Advanced Sales by Brian Tracy now because I must learn this thing. I've always been that person, because I'm a creative, right? I
Yeah,
just always assume like I beg, do we have to? I can't. Sales is not in my. But now I'm seeing it as it's a life skill. It's a it's
sales.
something that
I
I
mean,
have to learn it. So
sales is interesting. It's what I love
wow,
from way back,
wow.
and I don't see myself doing anything outside anything that has to do with sales.
Wow. Okay,
So
so tell me, how did that affect your being here and standing out and being the first?
okay, I would say that well, I'm a go getter. I just want to, and I don't take no for answer. So I don't. Before Boston tells you something is not possible, that means the last option has been tried double time, two times before I can. So when I got here, you know, I looked around. I was looking for a job, so I looked around. I'm a salesperson. I have the sales background, so it's a moving country. You know, people come in and out. You're employed today, tomorrow you move to another country, and but that what is one thing that I can sell that people will definitely need all the time. You know, there are different types of there's sales in sales. You can sell products, you can sell services, right? So for me, I'm like, okay, products. People want to most time people want to buy what they see. Products, you get some kind of pressure because you are exclusively selling a particular product to people. But services, let's look at what people will always need, they will always need all the time. I got into the country. It's a moving country, developing structures were coming up and there. People are coming in and out. So everybody need a roof over their head. Okay,
That's right.
this kind of job will give you job security. I'm a salesperson. I have the basic knowledge of sales. Okay, all right. So let's go into real estate because then I saw that there were lots of real estate companies, but there were not professional enough professionals there. So when I got here, that was one of the industry I was looking at. And you know, the industry that employs salespeople most are real estate, finance, back
Insurance.
then, insurance, and also those were my focus. But real estate was priority. So
Mm.
I got into real estate. The story is long, and how I got to this real estate, because I was supposed to take a different job, insurance, but
Right. Okay.
last minute things happened. It has to be, so I had to switch to my
Real estate.
real estate, and I got the first real estate job in Dubai, and I live in Abu Dhabi. No
Oh
driver's
wow.
license, no car, nothing. So sometimes
You're using
I
the
have,
bus.
yes, it is the bus. Sometimes you're coming back late in the night. Sometimes I remember I have one experience that I cannot forget. I was leaving Dubai on Friday, coming back, no, Thursday, coming back to Abu Dhabi. So there was
Back
sandstorm.
then it was still
Yeah,
Friday weekend.
yes, there was sandstorm.
Oh,
I remember Al Gubaiba bus station then. So I was on the queue from like 7 in the evening. We waited on the queue, but the buses were not traveling till like 10 o'clock. So the police now came out and said, sorry, buses cannot travel again this night.
really?
So everybody on the queue started going to join private sharing taxi to go. For me, the last card I have on me was the 25 dirham on the card
In
that
the
was
car,
to
oh
Abu
my
Dhabi.
god.
So I went to the counter, the kiosk, the sales kiosk. That please, can you remove this 25 dirham on this card and give me the money so
But the
that I
25
can.
dirham is not even enough for sharing.
But at least I would try. No, I have something. They said no, it's not possible. I had to sit at the bus station till the morning, till
Oh
the
my
next morning,
god.
because you don't have a choice now. I have to, and those bus stations you are not allowed to lie down.
Yeah.
You
So
have
you
to
sit.
sit. I sat down till 5 a.m. the next day when the buses start going. So
Have any friends in Dubai at the time to just
how do I go back there to meet them?
Oh, I see. Oh my god. Ah, talk about stranded.
So, so when I got the job in Dubai, and it's real estate. When I came here, then it's one thing in my head. I just want to learn. Let me take the job in Dubai. Let me learn the market before going back to Abu Dhabi. So I started learning. It became interesting. That time I told them, please give me an area that I know that only me will cover. So they gave me. I remember Al-Qasis. Is that Al-Qasis? Yeah.
Alcoces, closer
Yes.
to Sharjah.
Yes, that
Wow.
side. So there's this big community of small houses there. That's so I'll go there. I'll sit because I don't have a car. I don't have money to be using bus, and so I'll sit inside the metro station because it's just directly outside the community. In case people call me for viewing, so I'm not running there and sweating. So I'll sit in the bus station. The moment
Wow.
you call me, you are like 15 minutes away. I run to the building. So it was fun. That was how I started, and you know what? From there, I was beginning to build confidence, build connection, build my network, build my client base, and started growing gradually until I said, okay, you know what? It's time to go back to Abu Dhabi. So
Wow.
when I moved to Abu Dhabi and I saw, okay, I go back into real estate. I know I've acquired knowledge from the busy streets of UAE
Oh,
there, which is Dubai.
so it's just
Go
almost
back
like
to Abu
you
Dhabi.
are more fortified for Abu Dhabi
Yeah,
because
so when
every
I came
other
back to
person
Abu
that will
Dhabi,
be
it wasn't
laid
like
back.
I got a job in Abu Dhabi. But I came to Abu Dhabi on my off days. I'm going to on Dubizu. Dubizu was really prominent then. So for looking
It
for
still
jobs, so
is. It still is just that a lot of scams are happening there, but it still
do you
is.
get so I saw this company post their work adverts. I just walked in straight without no invite. Yes, I walked in. My first job in Abu Dhabi, I walked in to go and talk to them that I want to see the manager.
Wow.
There's no one I can speak to.
I love
So
it.
he's
You're
like,
a
oh, he
salesperson.
came.
It's obvious.
Then he came out. He came out and he told me, okay, is there? I said, I have something I want to offer you. Listen, I'm not
Negotiation.
looking for a job. I'm in Dubai. I'm not looking for a job. I'm living in Abu Dhabi. I'm planning to come back to Dubai. I'm just looking for a company that's are willing to take a professional salesperson
Okay. So on commission base.
on commission. So I'm not. Don't think I don't have a job. I have a job, but this is the
Hmm.
reason why I'm looking to change. So he was shocked. There and there, he asked them to set up an interview,
Oh wow.
and
Wow.
that was how I got my
And that was
first.
his that the rest is history, they say.
Yeah. So that was how I got into gotten into that. Then learning the market, meeting a lot of people, getting referrals, until like now got to a point and like you know what? Okay, I'm going to lead people. I was leading people. I know how to get what. And gradually, the last company I now joined, I was beginning to have that idea of, okay, I think right
I
now
can do this.
I can do this, I can do that. I was beginning to have that belief. I was
Mm.
convinced I could do it, but I now got a job with, that was my biggest real estate job before I left, before I started,
Let's
started
working
industry.
for like employment
Yes,
to
yes. So
owning a business.
I got the job, and I'm like, okay, you know what? Let me just use their platform to still get into the market more because they have a brand. It's a big brand. So let me
Right.
use them one more time. So I got the job. What now really rubber stamped my belief that I was ready was, this is a company that has lots of properties on in their
Mm.
portfolio. So most agents are just, we will just sit down in the office. People are walking in.
Oh, so you're not
They are
going
not,
to
they don't
grab for
really
a
want.
piece.
Did you get so? And every month I'm like doing more than 10 deals in a month
Wow.
myself. And I now noticed that out of this multiple number of deals I do every day, every month, the ones that are properties that don't belong to the company are the most. Most of the properties I either rent or sell are properties that I got directly from owners.
Mm.
Or
Okay,
someone
so
just
the way the company works is
mm,
owners can also register with you guys to help them manage their properties.
yes, yes.
Ah, okay,
They are
okay.
also like the community managers of like two different islands. So most of the
Okay.
properties there are being managed by them.
By
So
them, okay.
yeah, however, now I was now getting properties that are in from independent owners that
So at
possibly
that point, when you do that, will you then register it with the company?
yes, yes.
Okay,
I
okay,
was
okay, okay. So
registering
it's
it with
more
the
like you're
company
getting them clients.
clients. Do you get? I was the
Wow.
properties that I was closing were properties that I got directly, not the company's properties. So
Just want to know, does that increase your commission when you
it's still
get
the
it?
same.
Ah, why?
You get what you signed for now. Although, sincerely, the percentage was good.
Okay, fair enough.
Cumulatively, it was good. So the more you get, the more you close, the more you get. You get so,
Okay.
but they just saw that we have more than 300 properties. This guy is closing 15, 13, 12, 10 sometimes, and none of these properties are the ones
Are
we
you
have.
listed? Wow.
So I'm like, okay, I just sit down. People call me, oh, please, I got your number from so person. I have a property to sell. I have this one to rent. So it kept increasing. So at that
Mm,
point, I know that you know what, okay,
it's
I think
time.
we are getting there. Then COVID came. Then
Ah,
the company shut down. The
wait,
moment
what?
the company shut down,
Like shut down? Like they no
shut down,
longer?
shut down, shut down, shut down.
Why? A
We,
big
we
company like that?
they called the Zoom meeting now, and they told us, all of us on the Zoom, that the company was shutting down.
Oh my
Yeah,
God!
they told us because a lot of things were going on back office that we were not
Private too.
private to, you know.
Mm,
So it was, but we were having an idea that something was going wrong because
I see.
when payments are being decided, salaries, commissions are being delayed for weeks, and so the moment they said, okay,
Oh, so
we're
was that your
shutting down,
window? Was that your
yeah,
window to say, okay, rather than go look for another job, what are we
definitely.
doing? Let's
The
set up.
moment they said, okay, the company, and before then, I already know that that was going to be the last company I was going to work for.
Mm,
I was just trying to use the platform, make sure I make them money, and get into they are a big brand, so they know they have the big people, the big guns, and
talking about leverage.
you understand. So the moment they told us over Zoom that the company was shutting down, oh, I just know there and there
You heaved a sigh of relief. It is time.
it is time.
If I don't do it now, when will
Now
I do it?
it is
Because I
time.
was wondering, like, how would you open? Like, are you? Who are you? How would you open a
Time.
company in 2020
I said
when
no, it is
everybody is
time.
shutting down? Like, it doesn't make any sense. But now
It's
it
that
does.
now it is time because it was then because when the company shut down during COVID, where do you want to start going to look for job again?
Exactly.
Although for real estate agents, you can easily get a job at that time because they will take advantage of the fact that, okay, can you go for viewings? Can you do this? Can you take this risk? So But then at that point, I was not just ready. I was not ready to be answerable to anybody anymore.
Mm,
At that point, I'm like, you know what? I'm there already. I'm learning. Of course, till tomorrow, I'm still learning. But at that
right.
point, I said, yeah, now this is the time. So everybody was just, sulking, feeling bad. I'm like, yeah, this is the window. This is
I
the
love it.
window. This is
I
it.
love it. What
This is
what would
it.
you say? What would you say is that thing that sets you apart from the rest? Because there has to be something that is almost like you were a few steps ahead of your peers in that industry. What is that thing? Do you recognize that? Can you share with us?
You know that I always tell people that in real estate, people join real estate for two things. It's either you want join real estate for money, or you are really interested in it.
Hmm.
And they say when your work becomes is
Your
something you
job.
love.
You wouldn't have to work a day in your life.
Do you
Yeah.
understand? So I think a lot of people just hear, oh, money, there's money in real estate, this one. By the time you work 2, 3 months and you don't have a deal, what happens?
You
That is
pack
when
up.
your interest, the genuine interest from inside, will keep you going. So I think that I was the interest was natural.
Hmm.
It was natural because it took me 4.5 months to close my first deal in Dubai.
As an independent
No, no, as
business.
as an as, a, as
Well,
an
when you were
agency.
working,
Yes, 4.5 months. So
wow, of going and coming every day
coming and
without
yes,
salary.
the first check I got was a fake check, safe.
Eh?
Yeah,
From the buyer.
from commission. Yes,
From commission.
when everybody in the office is celebrating, hey, but soon has closed the deal. This, and you took the check to the bank, and the bank said no, it's not a real check.
Hey.
so, so,
I mean,
so yeah.
I can imagine how rough and tough that industry is. But
Mhm.
yes, it feels like your experiences, even while growing up to get to this point, has
Mm,
fortified you in a way.
right,
And
right.
you're a Nigerian.
Do
Like
you get?
we are cut differently.
Do you
There is
get?
a level of perseverance in us, really, like that is not in other people, and that's just the truth, right?
Right,
But
right.
how were you still able? But even at that, people still fall through the cracks,
Also,
right?
right,
When the going gets tough and all of that. What
right.
what were the things that held you going, like kept you going?
I would say that perseverance. It's something that people actually don't know. They only know the word. They don't know the extent of what it means. Um, the challenges will always be there. It's a competitive market, and again, a Niger boy in the midst of my first second company, I was the only African. So that says a lot to you
Yeah, so it's like
about.
you are the one in a million.
So I think that perseverance, and for me, it's if I set my mind to something until nature tells me that, or until the universe tells me that, okay, you know what,
No road there.
no road. That's when, and the moment I say it's a no, then that's it.
Wow.
So I think perseverance was, and perseverance, and I would say first of all, grace of God.
Hmm.
That's
Hmm.
I don't take for granted. Grace of God
Right.
was, I mean, we are doing what we can do. Grace speaks for us as well. So
Amen.
that's
Amen. I love it.
that's what I'll say. Yeah.
I love it. I love it. So, if you were going to highlight, because I like that one of the things that the goal for this podcast is, distilling the lessons. And as you were speaking and sharing, pockets of your experience, I can already take lessons out. Like when we started, the tracking is there.
Mm,
You've just talked about perseverance. You just talked about
mm,
studying the market to know
mm.
where you can fit in, and
Right.
also understanding timing and all of that. But I always also like for my guests to articulate it. Two
Mm,
things I'm hoping that would do. Sometimes, even though you are the successful person here, sometimes the people in the frame don't see themselves. So it's
right.
when they start to share their stories that they start to say, actually, that's the lesson there. That's the lesson there. So for me,
Mm,
I like to give the opportunity for you to share one, two, three lessons that you've learned through your journey. When you think about it, if a young man is watching this, if a young woman is watching this, what three things can you share with them that are lessons for you? And you also mentioned earlier on that you're a note taker, right? So I know you have a lot in your trick bag. Share with us some of the life lessons that you've learned through your challenging seasons.
I'll say first thing first is for me, I've learned, and one of the things that have helped me is even if you know, act like you don't know and learn. I can be in the midst of four, five top professional real estate people, and I'll be the only quiet one.
Mm,
Doesn't mean I don't know what they're saying, but I'm learning.
right.
And I don't, when it comes to um, taking advices, and I don't discard people's advice, no matter how young or how low you are or how high you are to me.
Mm,
I might not take, I might take I will take your advice at that time. Go back inside and think about it. I don't discard
right.
people.
Right.
I don't discard people. Don't discard people. Don't look down on people like, oh, this person cannot. No, a lot of people know better than you, and you think you're higher than them.
Hmm.
No. And again, there's a difference between being a boss and a leader.
Tell us.
A leader, just you're just in front, taking the ideas of the people coming with you. I don't give authorities. I don't give people. I don't give commands. We all go together. We all take advices and just dissect it and then move from there. So yeah, these three things are really important. These are
Mm,
the lessons I've learned, and that has taken me far here.
right. Right.
Ability to listen and learn. No matter how much you think you know, just learn. No knowledge is lost. Just learn and don't. I've been around people that don't even know that. I mean, I have a company. I'm just an agent. I'm a real estate
Mm.
agent. What's going on in the market? What is it? What is it? And the moment I get new information, I bring it to my guys. These are the new things I heard, oh,
And then it helps your
and
company.
it helps
Wow.
us. So,
Wow.
so
Love it.
that's how it
Love it.
is. So
Yeah, before
that's
we round off, I just want to touch a little bit on your company. Being a Nigerian in this obodo on its own is a training ground, just
right.
trying to figure things out, trying to not necessarily fit in but still be able to be relevant is a lot, right? So for
Yes.
you taking it further and actually having a company, and I remember, I think, the first time I heard about you or met you was at RTSS stuff. I think the
Mm.
first or second one
First
when
one.
you
Yeah.
spoke,
Yeah.
and I remember you said then that your staff are actually Nigerians. Like, you take Nigerian on, right? Now, that was in the middle of all of that, the visa ban issue, no permit and all of that. It
Mm.
takes a lot for
Mm.
you as a business owner to make that kind of decision. Because even multinationals, like, they are cleaning their
Right.
hands up, like, sorry, we would have loved to help, but you see, it's not us,
Mm.
so please,
Right.
do you see how did you go through that? Now we are hopeful that maybe there'll be a change soon. But
Right.
how did you manage that? Please share with us.
I'll tell you what. I mentioned something about grace, and that grace really spoke for me while setting up this company in a lot of ways. So I'm not a pastor. I'm not a spiritual, what's it called, oh. But when it comes to I don't take prayers for granted. So when I thought about it back then, I said to God that this place is going to be a place of testimonies for anyone that steps here. And I'll tell you what, all the Nigerians that that I got then, they came here struggling to get visas. Everyone have visas now, all of them.
Wow, through your company.
so, and in the midst of how difficult it was, a lot of people had thousands of fines,
Fines.
and how we managed to get it cancelled and reduced. And in
Wow.
the past 3 years, I think 3 years ago, 2 years, 3 years ago,
Yeah.
was amazing. So yeah, so I mean at that point when I wanted to I have this opinion that there's this narrative that we need to change about ourselves, about our people.
Mm.
And again, I've been in this country enough to know that. Have you seen other nationalities and how they treat theirs? You see Filipinos employing Filipinos. You see Indians. I was in a company and I actually heard that this lady actually brought 6 people from his country to join the company.
Into the company.
Again, I've been to more the one biggest company, big companies here, big franchises here, and from top to bottom, they are all the same nationality.
Mm.
I've seen them every from the person in the reception to the person in
To
the
the
parking
cleaner,
lot,
to everything.
every same nationality. Then I'm like, okay, what happened to us? What happened to
Yeah.
if we don't blow our own trumpets? Who's going to blow it
Nobody
for
will.
us?
Nobody will.
Although we get for body.
We honestly, I want.
And I'll tell you what, one of the challenges I had when we started is managing people,
Yeah. Ha- Oof.
especially our people.
So you had
so,
to build a very strong
so
culture then.
do you
So that
understand?
means you
So
had to do a lot of work of
eh,
remolding, a mindset
you know
shift.
our people now. You know how we are now. But trust me, I have the most amazing set of people here. I always tell people here that listen, in this Abu Dhabi, if you think your team are better than mine, bring them out.
You can boast.
Come,
You can, oh, that's
come,
lovely. I
come.
love
I'll
it.
tell you. So, I mean, I'm so happy for how they've learned. None of them were in real estate when I met them. There was a footballer. There was somebody that was trying to be a nurse. There was someone that was an event person. There was, and
Just,
everybody.
just, just there. What was it that you saw in them that made you take them on to say, okay, come on, I'll train you, and then they're
You
staying
see,
today?
if I had taken a career in HR, maybe I would have done well.
You have something to discern.
Because I can when I see people, I can discern that okay, there's something in you that you don't know that you can do.
Wow.
So, and I can tell you what, none of them want to leave real estate anymore.
Wow. None of them,
So
none of them feel out of place.
I beg, and all of them are they're good. Although we have people come in and go out, which is
Yeah.
normal in every organization. So, but we've been able to keep the core of the team together since we started. The people that we started together are still here with me.
Wow. Amazing.
And they are
Amazing.
also big people now in the market. So, and
What
we're still
what
going.
what do you do? Like I would say you're a walking ball of knowledge and experience. What are you doing to pass that on to the next generation? Now, I know to an extent you're doing that with your staff, but is
Mm.
there any platform or channel through which you are passing on, your experience, your knowledge to the next generation?
Yeah, I think that's one of the things we have planned to do for this year. I mean, we are working on some projects now that we are currently working on a few projects to kind of create awareness and to kind of educate people and let people know that, I always tell people that if me can do it, anybody can do it. Me, like
Right.
this, if I can do it, yeah, if I could be here today, that means anybody can do. So don't let anybody feel like tell you that it's not easy. It's not yeah, nothing is easy. To go and carry gun and go and do what's it called?
It's
Is
not
it?
easy.
It's not. It's not. So yeah, we are working on a few projects. We are that will help people
Hmm.
coming after us to know that okay, this is how it is. This is and since I got here now, I think by the grace of God, we've been the channel for a few people to also put their feet on the ground, even in
Okay.
different industries, even in the real estate space. And yeah, we keep going. We keep going. I mean, we
Right.
keep going. And yeah,
Okay.
there's a lot of
That's
work
good.
in the area.
Awesome. Awesome. We'll look forward to it because I really think we need it, and even especially as a people in
Mm-hmm.
this
Right.
region, we
Region.
really need to start
Right.
to look at what can we do to start to
You,
reorientate our
it's
people.
happy.
Because
Yeah.
the thing that we don't realize is that there is a lot of damage that has been done to our mindset. And
A
it's
lot.
it's almost like it's unknowing. I don't know if it was no, or maybe there were some cabals that knew and just made it like that so that they're able to rule continually, right? But
Right. Right.
it almost became like a culture,
Right.
and parents passed it down to their kids with the mind
Yes.
like limiting. It's so
It's
limiting
so
that
limiting.
everywhere you enter, you are
Mm.
already disadvantaged by
True.
yourself.
By yourself.
Even when
Mentally.
opportunity is there, yes, you'll be like, me, I'm Nigerian, I'm
Yeah.
the only black here, you know. So
You know, yeah.
we really, really need, for those of us who have done the work, or who grace has smiled on, to say,
Mm.
open your edge,
Open
open
your
your
head.
mind. The
Open your
battle
head.
begins and end here,
Mm. True.
right? So we
True.
need to create an avenue where we can continually help people to re-engineer their
True.
mindset.
And
And
it's
for
not yeah.
me, this is the little bit I can do, right? By bringing
Yeah.
people like you on to
And
have this
honestly,
conversation and to
you're
pass
doing a
on
great job.
knowledge.
You're doing a great job. Honestly, trust me, you're doing absolutely fantastic. I
Thank you.
what you're doing out there. A lot of people are learning from this. A lot of people are taking something from you. I've asked you some few questions before we got on the hair now. That this one, so like, you can see that your work is being seen, and we're so proud of everything you're doing. I was at the Nigerian embassy 2 weeks ago. We're having a meeting based on what you just asked me on how we can actually shape the mindset of our people. I heard
Yeah.
a lot of disheartening stories that a lot of people are not even privy to. But
Hmm.
I mean, this is one of the reasons why we are trying to work something out even with the embassy on how to create awareness, on how to bring people together, on how to let people change their mindset, how not to settle for less, how not to be,
Right.
you know, we have been trampled upon for so long. And,
Yeah.
we always say something that we are the cause of our own problem from the start. We need to,
Yeah.
if you don't look inward, you can't go out, you can't look
Can't go
outward.
outward.
Let's
Yes.
deal with ourselves first. So,
Yes.
we,
Yes. I
we
agree.
and
I
you
love it.
trust me, what you're doing, you might think it's just in this space. It's going a long way. It's going a long way. It's going a long way. I'm a very big fan of you. You already know now. Although
Thank
I
you.
always, I always act like I'm a busy person, but don't mind me.
Thank you so much.
So,
Like, I really, really appreciate that. There are a couple of us that are thinking in that direction. And I know of other little projects here and there by, members of the
right,
community just
right.
trying to do this. And I think, if we just put hands together and
And
create that
we need
awareness.
to come together more. We need to come
Yes,
together more.
yes,
We need to
yes,
come
yes.
together more.
I agree.
They
I
always,
agree.
the network that we can that we can create, and how much we can help ourselves. In sales, they always say it's five people between you and your target. Somebody that knows
Mm,
somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody that know what you're going through. So this is what we can always bring together for ourselves as Nigerians, and
right,
you know we should come together more. We should
right.
come together more, and yeah.
I agree. I
Mm.
agree. Wow. What a fantastic, time with you today. I've really enjoyed my conversation. And I
Thank
think, I'm going to let me not put you on spot because I'm going to say, see, I want to sit down because I want to take notes too. I want to take note too.
Even me, I'm
I need to
taking
come
notes
and
from
learn
what you are
sales.
saying. I'm
I want
taking notes from what you are saying too.
I need to come and learn sales from you, all right? But thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule to be here to
Thank you for
share.
having me.
Thank you for
Thank you for
shining your
having me.
light as a
Thank you for
Nigerian
having
in
me.
the UAE or in the Middle East, and thank you for being that beacon of hope to say that if he can do it, we can
Mm.
too. It might be far fetched, but we
Ah,
can. And I don't see anything wrong with people emailing you and saying, "Sir, please, this is what I'm planning to do. What's your suggestion? What's your idea?
mm.
Or what's your guidance?" Right?
We are always open. We are always open to it.
Absolutely. That's
Always
how we
open.
grow. So
Always
thank
open.
you, thank you, thank you, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me as well. Thank you. Thank you.
All right. Okay, guys. I hope you had a great time with this episode today. If you want to connect with Mr. Bosun Fatoki, I'm going to leave the links to his Instagram. Like if you're a workout person and you want to just be getting inspiration. You know, some people, watching other people is their own workout. Don't worry, I can give you routine. You can follow him on Instagram to watch his stories. He doesn't post much, but he posts, some nice stuff on his story, so you can learn from that as well. But also you can interact with his company, this property company, to also do business with him or learn from some of the things that he has learned in being a business owner and an employer in the UAE. All right. So thank you for being a part of today's episode. Until I come your way again next week with yet another interesting and inspiring story of challenges to victory and learning the life lessons that comes with those experiences. This is the energetic EJ and this is the Stretch Street podcast. See you next week. Bye-bye.